Foot race is on. Towards kitchen we go as Katani here snaking like Cell.
Absolutely dominate Battalion, as not only are they above in points, but the KD ratio
Element, they have come to play in the grand finals because Molaflight, you are already cut off by Mirage. You have one more shot at this hill, but you are cut down by Teskey. Look at the snipes on a prop. He's not just Mirage with the sniper. Maybe we'll get something nice. There it is. Able to clip one. It's going to be 3 in the kill feed there. There's Mirage.
Days and Infinite Warfare Days. So they have some high-end talent on this roster. It's going to be a question of whether or not they can put it together as a squad. And then over there on the other side for Myst, obviously you have Kexrad, who is just an amazing player. He has won numerous lands, has played in numerous events, and is a top player in this league for a reason. On top of that, you have Prodigy, Gobla, and Mason. Gobla, I also have personal experience watching him at a LAN recently in Columbus. He's an amazing player, and is going to be a really fun guy to watch. So yeah, what do you think about these rosters, Ashley?
I mean, not exactly familiar with these rosters because, you know, with Call of Duty, I do follow a certain amount of teams. With the Amateur World League, unfortunately, being familiar with these teams, I can only go as far back as the New Year's event and that. However, I can say this, you can't really rely on a team that has a very high caliber of players because we can see how that can go sideways at any time, right? In the, what was it? It was the match between Antics and Battalion, and here we were thinking that Battalion pretty much had it in the bag because of the amount of franchise players that they already had with previous experience, and Antics just completely blew them out of the water in a 3-0 sweep. And that right there can prove just because you have good players, like, does not exactly guarantee you a spot, right, in a, like, essentially in a lineup or anything, or guarantee you a win, I should say. You really need to be careful. You need to pick your locations and routes very carefully and hope you don't get absolutely squashed and lose all focus and all communication whatsoever.
Yeah, I fully agree, especially in this type of league, which is just the top of the top in terms of talent. Some of the top players in Challengers and teams in Challengers are here. So this league, even if you have high amounts of talent, that doesn't mean that you're going to be a top of the team. And it's all about, hey, how long... It's going to be an endurance test, honestly. How long can this team function as a unit, and how much are they going to gel together as one?
That is very true.
Absolutely. And yeah, just flashing back here, Kex, you know, gonna be... I feel like this is probably gonna be one of the top matchups out of Week 1, admittedly. Not just because of Kexrad, but because both of these rosters are just star-studded. And again, as long as they can put it together as a group, I think that this is gonna be potentially an extremely, extremely fun and interesting matchup. And I think it might be the most competitive one. I'm going to make a personal prediction here, which is, I think, is going to go all the way to a map 5, maybe round 11. I'm not going to lie. This feels like it's going to be neck and neck the entire way, just looking at these rosters. I am going to pick Acrylic, maybe call it a hometown thing, who knows, but we gotta roll with it.
Oh, come on. The bias already this early in is absolutely wild.
Nah.
Me, personally, I gotta go with Myst on this one. Let's call it a rivalry, even. I really gotta go with Myst. And I'm not banking on it being a sweep. I do have a feeling we might be able to go at least 3 games, and then one more, and then maybe a game winner after that. That's my prediction for it.
Alright, fair enough. I think that's very possible. I do agree that has a high likelihood of happening. I think it either goes to a map 5 or it's a quick match. I don't really see it being a much like an in-between one. But yeah, absolutely. And with that, you know what? Let's just go send this one off to intermission real quick as we wait for this map to get loaded into.
Gotcha.
And we are back from the intermission. Sorry about that, everyone. I just was waiting for the lobby to get set up. Had some issues with the players, but everything is A-OK now. So we should be getting into this any second now, pretty much, as the lobby is filling up. Obviously, again, this being the first match of the Major 1 qualifiers and of the AWL season, this is going to be a huge one and could potentially set the tone for, hey, who could be a top contender, who might not be. I think both of these teams are towards the top. And real quick, I'm just going to go give a very quick rundown as to how these majors, how this qualifier will work. And with that, so basically each match win is 10 points, right? So just like the CDL, every match is important for seeding, for majors, and of course for champs. 4 weeks of open qualifiers, champions of each qualifier do qualify for that respective major. Obviously the open qualifiers are for non-franchise teams, and then all franchise teams are guaranteed a major spot. If you are competing in the open qualifiers, stay up to date on our Twitter for updates regarding signups and match dates. And yeah, just keep up to date there. And yeah, I mean, this should be a great season. It's going to be a fun Major 1 at the very least. I'm happy to be here for this match. I know Ashervok is as well. Can't wait to get into this. Just one last look over at these maps. Again, Embassy, El Asilo, Hotel, Fortress, and Mercado. I love the fact that every map is a different one, because I really get tired of seeing the same map every time.
Yeah, honestly, same. Especially El Asilo over on S&D, which is not exactly the most traditional S&D map. But I mean, here we are, right? And when it comes to El Asilo, I mean, usually you'd think it'd allow for like closer sight lines or even like a few choke points here and there. I've seen plenty of people statistically running with snipers when usually they should not be indoors. Of all places, indoors! And is it something I like? No. Is it something I'd like to see? Maybe. Just maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we love seeing the sniper get pulled out on that SND. It's always a good time. Always pretty just fun to look at, because you're just like, oh man, is this person even gonna be good with it? Do they know what they're doing? And then they're like, just get a bunch of kills, and it's like, oh man, this person knows exactly what they're doing. They know where they want to be. And it's such a beautiful thing to see. When it's such a good team, it just chef's kiss, wonderful, and like just perfect. Lobby is getting set up. Everyone is joining up right now, and I mean, yeah, this should be a fantastic time. Sorry about the delay again, everyone. Just something that's out of the league's control. Can't really control it. It's just unfortunate, but yeah. Just look at Kexrat, man. Oh my god, the hair is
the fit,
wonderful.
The drip,
the
style.
Man. I know the drip, dude. The style. He's I mean, like, come on, that's ridiculous. It's unfair. Like, come on. But yeah, no. So this should be a great one. And yeah, we should be loading up very shortly, if not within the next minute or two. Just waiting on Gobla to get back to the mic according to Kex. And this has been quite the delay.
Dude, can we talk about how, like, some of these names and absolutely how wild they are? Like Goblin in particular.
Yeah, he's a god. I don't know what the name comes from. I'm not sure if it's Gobla. Like,
I'm not
Goblin,
so sure I want to know.
I don't know.
I'm not so sure I want to know.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair. Just pretty interesting names. When I see BZ, I'm like, oh, a BZ, duh, on Acrylic, and I'm like, nope, not that guy. Yeah, just a little bit. Oof. Okay, so for everyone wondering, unless this lobby does get filled up here, pretty much, shortly maps will start getting forfeited. It looks like Gobla should be joining up right now, but it's it's up to the league at this point. I don't make the rules. I'm looking over at the chat. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, just a hell of a burn. No one likes this. No one likes seeing a match get burnt. This is worse than burnt toast, man. Like, come on.
Okay, burnt toast, it has some uses to it. Like, you could just throw that in the fireplace. You have extra kindling for wood. So there's a good use to it.
Yeah, I guess. But that's like a really specific thing.
Like growing up in Nevada, right? I was a kid like living in Las Vegas. Wildly,
Let's go! Yo, me too.
Let's go!
Let's go!
See, what we did back in my day, and I feel really old saying this, but burnt toast, what you do, right? You get it, you put some peanut butter on it, put it out back, and you'd literally have bats feeding off of your fucking burnt toast in the backyard. And it was pretty cool. It was fun.
Oh.
Yeah, our tree used to be full of fruit bats and a bunch of other stuff. It was the weirdest thing ever. You put some burnt toast out there, they'd be pretty chill with it.
Okay, so that's cool, by the way.
Vegas.
I've never done that before. I don't live near like the caves in Vegas. I know there are some here.
Yeah, I used to live near Red Rock. Good times.
And I mean, damn. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Okay, so update on the map situation. Acrylic does take the 1-0 lead technically because Myst does have to forfeit that first map, as they did torch about 16 minutes here. So, yeah, well, damn, that's unfortunate for Myst. Obviously, you hate to see that as a caster. I hate to see that, but you gotta do what you gotta do. We've been here rambling, but yeah, just
rambling. At this point, we're vamping. We gotta entertain the crowd somehow.
We gotta do it. We gotta do it. Yeah, absolutely.
We got it.
So it looks like Kex is going to be hosting up next. They have about, I want to say, 3 to 4 minutes. The code was just sent. If they don't get hosted up in 3 to 4 minutes, I guess there's a potential for another forfeit map. So they better get in there fucking quick. Otherwise, this could be a quick 2-0 lead for Acrylic potentially, and that's just unfortunate.
This seems like a good time to file my W-9 tax forms, but I am way too lazy to be doing that right now. For real, I can't be bothered.
Let me see, that's the nice thing about not having a job. I don't have to worry about it yet.
Dang.
The perks of being a high schooler.
I am in my last year community college transferring to university.
Oh, nice.
I cannot relate to that. I graduated high school 2019.
Oh, well, at least you got out the year before 2020. At least you got out before COVID.
Well, honestly.
See, that was my freshman year, so...
2019 was my senior year. I feel old talking about it.
Yeah, 2020 was my freshman year of high school, and it was hell because of that COVID year. But also kind of what got me into esports. So here I am.
Honestly. Like, 2020 was an interesting year for everybody, to say the least. March felt like the longest month of all time. Like, I felt like it went from, like, a year of March to, like, 3 days of April. That's how it felt.
Yeah, absolutely. Time just started not being real after a certain point in quarantine. I don't remember half of it.
No, honestly, same. It was crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it was ridiculous. All right. Hopefully we should be getting in here soon.
Chat, we'd like to apologize for things going not too smoothly right now. It happens. It's Call of Duty.
Yeah, it's just a very unfortunate situation. Looks like our admin is back. Apparently, lobby might have broke. Okay, we're starting. I guess. Let's go.
Finally.
I think we're starting. I hope.
I pray. Oh my God, we are. My prayers have been answered!
Oh no, it's the map!
Oh, no! We got baited.
So anyways, it's gonna be LSC low for the SND map too, given that the map 1 was the big forfeit, so...
Sag.
We're waiting for the code to be sent. Kex is asking to not be forfeited right now. Because he's sending his teammates the new code. So man, this is chaos. This is a chaotic first match.
Extremely chaotic. Not even a few days into the new year, and we are getting off to a great start.
10 out of 10. Alright, all good. I saw a Gobbler for a second. Alright, so it appears, no, it doesn't look like there should be a punishment being handed out for this one, because it is a lobby crashing. Everyone was ready to go, and then the lobby crashed, so just waiting for that lobby to reset. While we do, I would like to send this one off into an intermission, a brief intermission, but an intermission nonetheless.
Oh man, understandable.
we're back. Oh my god.
Thank
Okay, yeah, they're finally
God.
loading in. We're getting ready to start. So let's get it. It's gonna be an El Asilo map 2. We're jumping in right about now.
Absolutely. Bienvenidos El Asilo, absolutely 100%, as this map is known for being extremely chaotic, plenty of close quarters, plenty of places to end up either grenaded, bombed out, or every sort of knives and backstabbed, and it is not going to be a good time, because God help you if you even get caught in one of those said corners. And here we go. Are you ready for this, Golden?
I am so ready for it, especially after that little bit of torching that had happened. I could not be more ready here. So it looks like they're gonna be quick of spawning up here. Pure's gonna find one Gobbler in a little bit of a gunfight here. Not gonna find him. Cartoons, which I'm pretty sure is either gonna be Jest or I want to say Holler. Is one of those two. Oh no, Holler's already been dropped. Oh my god, I'm blind. Alright, but anyways, Gobbler does throw out the nade, does not hit anybody with it. It looks like Cartoons, which I am now positive is gonna be, I'm not gonna bother with the names. You go.
Alrighty, I got it. Looks like Kex and Prod are going to be out for Myst, turning us into a 3v2 situation, and with the odds against Myst already not really off to a good start, as both sides have plenty of lives remaining, but only so little time and so little room to be able to use this, and with 27 seconds left on this clock and Acrylic defending, it is going to be especially hard for them to be able to get this, and it looks like Gobbler has activated Dead Silence, making it a bit of a struggle for anyone to detect him, as React is going to go over and grab the bomb to be able to give Myst a little bit of advantage and still a chance to go over here on A site, as Top Gobbler unfortunately is going to go down and out. The bomb is going to go down, and it might not be enough, as Acrylic will take this first round in a clean and easy fight.
Yeah, this was a good setup there by Acrylic. They were just basically waiting for they were prepared for every single move that Myst was making, it looked like. Aside from a little bit off the start, they just were clicking right off the bat. And, a little bit of a slow start from Myst, but I assume it's gonna come together here very quickly. Gobbler and Prod obviously getting the 2 kills on Myst side, while Jest already got a nice 2-piece there to end that round. And he's looking fired up already. Also, figured out who Cartoons is. It is BZ, the former IW/Black Ops 4 pro.
Hey, yo, and you can already see that Jest is running with the sniper setup here. Very nice to see here on El Asilo, which is very common. At the same time, not exactly something you would see from a lot of players who usually play S&D on this type of map with this type of setup. But with Acrylic ahead by 1 point, Myst is going to want to come out of the gate running to see if they can catch up before this turns into an extreme point deficit. But with Prod and Top Gobbler down already, this is going to be a bit of a struggle. And with Holler XO down on Acrylic's side as well, this is going to turn into yet again a 3v2 situation, possibly in favor of Acrylic, and Kex unfortunately going out, but Pures is down and out with a kill coming in from React.
Yeah, and Jest on a nice 4 streak there real quick. Just want to point that one out. Obviously, he is the sniper. React going out on the outside a little bit here, while Acrylic and BZ are getting that bomb planted at B. Gonna be a tough retake.
Ooh.
Jest misses that shot though. And it looks like React is going to just play his life here, try finding a different route over to this B site.
That's true. That might have been a bit of a mistake on Jast's part, because that essentially just told React to watch his step, watch where he's going, and gave him the information that, hey, Acrylic has a sniper. You might want to watch out a little bit, as the shots do go off from React, but I think it might be too little too late, as that's going to be a big old stun grenade going out, and yet another win for Acrylic, putting them up by 2 points.
Yeah, and Jest already back on that 5 streak. Just want to make sure that was known. He's coming out of the gates hot here in this SND. Round 1 had that, I want to say it was the AR out, and now obviously round 2, proving that he can work the sniper as well. Looking good. Oh, there wasn't.
Oh, no.
Okay, there was an issue apparently, but you know what? It happens. But yeah, Acrylic looked solid in those first 2 rounds, and honestly makes up for a pretty good start after what was a long break and long overdue start to this match. And I believe, are we loading back? Oh, we're already back in.
Okay,
Oh, man,
we're
I
back.
didn't okay.
Oh,
It was
thank
still
God.
picking up right where we left off. I was hoping that, I thought the lobby disconnected. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, so Gabo trying to play it slow here. Has the potential to walk right into this person, though, on the opposite side of this doorway. Pures takes down Kex there. And pretty much everyone on Acrylic is positive besides Holler, who is off to a little bit of a slow start. 0-3. I was told earlier today, hasn't been playing too much. Acrylic won that one in a swift round. Man, okay. That was a clean round from Acrylic yet again. Just getting the final kill with the sniper and officially does have streaks.
Ooh.
And he took down Proud to end it with a nice header.
That was a very clean headshot, especially with the LAB 330, which already has proven to be a very deadly sniper blueprint indeed. And with Jast using it, I have no doubt that those kills are going to be I mean, look at him. He's already at the top of Acrylic in terms of KD with a 6-0 streak, and it's not going down anytime soon.
Yeah, absolutely. He is looking hot out of the gates. This whole team pretty much does. Myst looking a little bit slow to start. Jast now 7 on that one. Let's just go take a look over here on the Jast side of things because he's playing this one extremely well. Has a nice little view. He did see Kex, I think, with his little bit of a snaky snake moves, but did not find the kill. However, BZ started to find one, and the Jast is just going to find Kex there, extending the streak even longer, and Prod just trying to hold this angle down, expecting someone to potentially walk right through that little doorway. And yeah, just playing it nice and slow.
Yeah, I was gonna mention the bomb is still sitting there. Nobody, like, on Acrylic has picked it up just yet. It feels like they are going solely for kills at the moment, as Prod is going to be the last one left alive on Myst. And I know they probably want to try and plant that bomb. Maybe they don't, but this is really feeling like a BM move, and never mind, as Jast will be the first one to pick the bomb up, unfortunately going down and out to Prod. And Myst actually turning this around, turning this from a very unlikely 1v everybody situation, with Prod scoring 1 point to turn this into a 2-point deficit.
Yeah, and that looked pretty good as well. Prod just read that one nicely. Now 3-3, evened it out, and finally put an end to Jast's hot streak. He was 8-0 at that point in time. Now 8-1, so that streak does sadly come to an end. But Prod making it at least more competitive, giving his team a shot instead of being down 4-0. 3-1 is much more manageable of a comeback. And yeah, this is going to look like it's going to be a quick push here from Myst, potentially going for the A site. However, they did get spotted there. I want to say it was by Pures. And Holler is going to get his first kill of the game. Pures getting tagged up a little bit and just trying to get away with his life, potentially regroup at a later point.
That's true, and if it's one lesson to be learned, it's you never ever mess with a man and his streaks. I have a very awful feeling that Jast is going to be coming back for blood, coming out for the ops in full force. I will tell you that right now, as Pures unfortunately going down and now to a grenade blast on Acrylic side, and with only 26 seconds left to plant, that's going to be Prod, who is taken out with a pick from Holler XO almost immediately, as A site is looking to be more and more crowded by the second. Cartoons going out to Top Gobbler, with Jazz getting yet another kill over on Kex. Unfortunately, Top Gobbler manages to take that one. Ooh. And Myst are actually putting up the numbers and coming back in force with yet another win.
Yeah, and they're doing what they need to do. Now they're actually looking like a squad that is, you know, a true unit here, as I expected. Gobble again, that nice two-piece to, you know, clutch up pretty much. And both of these rounds have been saved by a 1v2 player. Obviously, last one being Prod, and now this one being Gobbler. Gobbler is on a 3 streak of his own, so about 3 more kills, and he will have a nice little precision, not precision, but cruise missile, that's what it's called. I was trying to think of the words. I'm still in the Vanguard side of my brain for some reason. I almost always call it a glide at this point. But it looks like this plant's going to be coming in quickly by Jast. And this is a even life count at 3 apiece. Gobbler currently on a 4 streak. Pures is going to find Prod, making a 2v2. And Pures almost got that kill. Not quite, though. And Gobbler going to hop on the defuse. I don't know if anyone's reading this. Pure is gonna check it. Does get the kill last second. And React gets the kills. Again, another 1v2 situation. Myst are coming up clutch, ice in the veins. And that will even it up 3-3 round count.
And if it's two players to look out for over here on Myst, it is absolutely React and Top Gobbler, as right now and already both of those two have proven themselves to be exceptionally dangerous and exceptionally good assets in terms of being players over here on Myst. And for Acrylic, we were thinking this was going to be a pretty easy sweep in terms of S&D, and already they're kind of faltering a little bit here.
Yeah, a little bit. Obviously, Jast has slowed down. He was 8-0, now 9-3, so about 1-3 in his last few rounds. And Holler, being the odd one out here, everyone else on Acrylic is positive. Holler, starting off 2-6, has died in every single round up to this point. Not something that you want to see, especially when the rest of the team is playing exceptionally well. Kex kind of in a similar situation there, 2-6 as well. And it's all going to be coming down to, hey, which of those two players is going to put it together first? I feel like whoever does has the chance to click. Jast, though, does drop Kex, and Amelia gets taken down there by Prod. So Jast is not able to get back on that hot streak that I started with. Plant is going to come in here from Prod. Gobbler going to drop Holler as well. Holler now falls down to 2-7, and Acrylic down 3-2 in the life count. And React right above Pures, and Gobbler's gonna drop Pures. Oh man.
Yeah, already this is looking to be very intense engagements, as Prod is going to be down and out to Cartoons. However, Myst manages to once again flip this back on its head, and now they are 1 point ahead of Acrylic.
Yeah, and honestly, that, like you said, is a complete flip on the head. And just Acrylic were so dominant starting off on those first three. They had amazing positioning, and you could just tell that they were in coordination with one another. And right now, facing off against Myst here, Myst just finding a way to rebound, taking it one round at a time, and that has slowly but surely gotten them right back into this, and have actually given them that lead that they so desperately needed. Gobbler now using the sniper. I don't think he was using this before. And that looks like a Cartoons could potentially be found if he peeks this window. Ooh, Gobbler.
Oh, this is getting
That's some timing.
Dangerous. In Call of Duty, it is 1,000% mayhem, and the other 1,000% absolute timing, as we're going to get a fairly early B site plant, meaning that Myst is going to have to trudge all the way over here to be able to defuse this, as there is nothing but a galore of smoke and stun grenades going off, and Top Gobbler spotted in the distance with that sniper. Holler XO getting an absolute kill of a lifetime, but unfortunately, Prod and React are going to take out Holler, and yet another member of Acrylic, and Kex is going to be taken out with the pick coming in from Pures, and with only 19 seconds left on this clock to be able to defuse, and React being the last one left alive, this is going to have to be a defusal clutch of a lifetime. But here comes a grenade, and I don't believe he doesn't see Pures over in the corner, and he actually gets him, and React, I don't believe this was actually really nutty, as we just hit 0 seconds left on the clock, and that gave Acrylic the win.
Yeah, just React didn't have enough time to get that defuse, so Acrylic obviously going to take that round, but I want to say React is on a nice little 5 streak here. Yes, he is. So he is one off from that cruise missile. If he gets that, that could be massive here. I am not sure if Jast has used his either, so there is a potential that we have 2 streaks on the map, one for each side, and that could come up huge. And yeah, this has been a matchup that has lived up to the hype pretty much. These teams going neck and neck on this map too. Obviously, that map 1 sadly was a result of a forfeit, so that is the 1-0 in favor of Acrylic. But Jast getting a nice little kill there on React, stopping that streak before he could get the cruise missile. And yeah, Kex just checking his corners, making sure that he sees, hey, is anyone here? He will not find anyone, but Cartoons will. He will find Prod. Jast will find Kex. And now it's all up to Gobbler, stuck in another 1v2 situation. Something that Myst seems to be able to thrive in right now. And he will find Jast, making it a 1v1. And he just runs right into Cartoons. Cartoons does get that kill. And Acrylic will take that win on that round. I'm taking it up to a 5-4 lead, needing one more to close it out and take a 2-0 lead in map count.
This game is just absolutely going neck to neck. No matter how many times we really thought that Acrylic had the upper hand, had that advantage, it's like Myst pretty much just came crawling back from whatever depths they were planted in and said, "Yo, you remember us, right? You want to see us pretty much win this over and over again and put y'all's in y'all's place? That is exactly what has been happening lately, and you know what? I'm here for it."
Yeah, as am I. Obviously, Myst did drop that one, but they have been exceptionally good when down in life count, and it's honestly pretty remarkable. Goblet is going to get that first kill there on Holler, so it is going to be a 4-3 start up here for Myst. And Pure's going to get hit with that stun. They know his potential positioning. Goblet did miss that other nade that he tried throwing in. And yeah, Pure's just watching that doorway. Jazz should be able to find one with the sniper. He does find Goblet, and now he's looking to potentially find another. If Prod accidentally plays his cards wrong, he could walk right into his line of sight, but no, Jest is going to actually move off of his point of view. And yeah, here is Cartoons just trying to play a little bit back. Everyone's playing this really slowly here. Kex watching that doorway. Pure's also watching it, so it looks like neither side are going to be looking to potentially go through here. And Pure's is going to shoot some shots, I think.
That is true.
No, he just was checking.
Dude, at this point, it's like both teams know that if either of them drop it, this could result in a win for Acrylic, or if Acrylic drops it, this could just be taken into match point. But Prod is going to go out, but not before React with that quick reaction time, if you will, giving Puras almost instantly. But Jast has the bomb and already missed
now they need to
down
find this kill.
one man, and Kex is going to have to play this smoothly. Unfortunately, Acrylic strategizing, being able to take control of this and getting ahead by yet another point, putting them
okay, and that
6
will
and 4.
Yeah, that will win that map as well for Acrylic, so that is huge for them. Kex almost got away with his life. If he did get away with his life, that was going to go into a round 11 and potentially could have swung it in Myst's favor, but Acrylic did get the kill when it mattered most, and honestly just shut it down at the last possible second. And man, that was neck and neck though. I gotta say, Acrylic did come flying out the gates. Obviously, just starting off 8-0, but like Myst then just rumbling back, taking that 4-3 lead, and then Acrylic finally were like, hey, you know what? We gotta put a stop to this. We gotta slow it down, and found a way to close it out. Obviously, winning that 2v1, something that they weren't actually really all that good at early on in this map. Where if they were calling a 2v1, they honestly lost it a lot. And then they finally figured out how to close it out. And then obviously, similar situation in that round 10. Just the last possible second, got the kill on Kex. And it was just neck and neck the entire way. And that is exactly what I was expecting out of it. So, now, given a look at these maps, 2 maps go to Acrylic, 1 by forfeit, 1 by an actual win. And that will set them up to potentially win this match on this hotel control. Obviously, first to 3 on control wins. So, gotta just do what you can do for it. This is do or die, basically. Hey, look, we need to get this win. And just one round, one map, one kill at a time, right? You gotta just take it piece by piece. If they overplay their cards, I do think Acrylic do have the gunny potentially on their side. But if Kex starts clicking, you never know what happens. Obviously, Kex didn't play exceptionally well in that SND. But now it comes down to the control where everyone's going to need to be all hands on deck, pretty much.
Yeah, you gotta remember, when it comes to Hotel, we're not playing any round like S&D. We're not playing hard points. Like I said, we are playing control. This is going to make it a very hard thing to be able to do, especially on a map like this, because you can only spread your resources out so far, whether it be players or whether it be trophy systems, whether it be pretty much kill streaks, right? And if you waste those, you're going to be in a massive amount of trouble. So really, you have to space those and space yourself very carefully when playing in this certain map with this certain type of game mode.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, you have about 30 lives on... This is a respawn mode, but it's a limited respawn, not like hard points. You have 30 lives, and you have to get 2 points. So, if you lose all your lives, you're done. If you if you're on defense and you lose both points, you're done. If time runs out and you're on attack, you're done. You lose. So, if you're on attack, either you gotta try at least getting 1 point, get that extra minute, and then from there, I guess you could potentially try playing it as a deathmatch if you already have enough people down. But you also always want to try stopping the clock with some other points. Obviously, A site and B site on control. So with that, this is going to be a fun map. I do think that it's going to be going to the wire again. I feel like this entire series of maps, I feel like that map 1 probably would have been neck and neck as well. Map 2, obviously, we saw just right there. And then map 3, it's anyone's game, really. I do think Acrylic have the gunny, but it's very possible that that Myst come out swinging here knowing that's do or die.
That is very true, honestly, man. This is getting so dramatic. It's absolutely insane, right? Because Acrylic, they already put themselves by 1 point due to a forfeit, and now they're up by yet another point due to an actual win. And as we head into control over here on Hotel Greenberg, you know, not exactly the best vacation spot considering this is turned into an active war zone. Acrylic is either going to have to pull out all the stops to be able to win this easily in a clean 3-0 sweep, or Myst just might be able to come back and absolutely upset the hell out of everything and everyone to be able to survive with one more game.
Yeah, and it really is just going to come down to is Myst going to be able to really come together? Obviously, I want to say Kex probably was annoyed by the map 1 forfeit and might have affected how he played, but Pierre is going to find Kex off the gun. But Gobla getting a nice 2 to start off there, and Prod getting another one on Holler. So those, 3 down quickly for Acrylic there, and React having some good reaction times, getting Piers, and that is just 6 down quickly for Acrylic. Only kill that went Acrylic's way so far was the first blood, and the Kex on the setup. This is a massacre so far. Acrylic not really able to answer off the gun, but good Jast and Holler finally getting some answers back. Already down 6 in life count, gonna need to really start holding here. Holler though, and Cartoon's gonna be getting 2 of those kills. And yeah, now it's all about just, obviously, Acrylic on the attack, need to get this A site, want to get that extra minute here on time, and have the opportunity to potentially move over to this B site eventually, which they are actually trying to capture as well. So 1 on A, it looks like 2 on B, 1 also playing on that overlook, which would be Cartoons. Piers did just find 1 of Kex, but React and Prod, again, rumbling back. Feels like you can never count them out here because they have been just rolling when needed.
That's true, and it's like Myst absolutely came out of the gate running, turning this into an absolute stampede with the amount of kills they got against Acrylic. But it looks like point A is going to go over to Acrylic, with point B still being a little contested, as it looks like both Myst and Acrylic racing over there. However, Piers does manage to get a very clean, very decisive headshot on React. Top Gobbler with a double kill, and Cartoons managing to put an end to what could have been an insane streak with Top Gobbler, and Holler XO going out to a pick from Myst's Prod.
And Prod, speaking of which, is now on a 6 streak as well, so he does have that nice little precision. Why do I keep saying precision? Cruise missile.
Man, it's very
and yeah, that is looking good. He did just get dropped there though, and Jast is going to be finding some kills. Also a slow start, unlike what we saw in that SND. 2 and 7 from him and 2 and 4 from Holler. But Cartoons and Piers picking it up. Obviously, Piers did play solid. Cartoons, SND was a little bit shaky, opening it back up on that control. And yeah, I mean, it looks like Myst is just gunning him down here pretty much. Not letting Acrylic even get close to getting on this B site. And if you're Piers, you gotta wait for your teammates to spawn and get close to you. But oh man, Prod getting the kills that he needs. He's 3 down there. And that is going to be huge. Acrylic down 9 in life count. And everyone's just lining up for Prod here, it looks like. This should probably be that round 1 going in favor of Myst, unless an absolute miracle comes in the way of Acrylic. 9, 8, 7. They're going to need to hop on this as soon as possible. Gobbler finding another one. And it looks like they just want to get out of this one as fast as possible. Piers did end off that round with a 5 spree, so that should be carrying over into a round 2, which is extremely beneficial. It does almost equate to streaks there, but 1 off needs it. But yeah, just Myst coming out swinging there on that round 1 of control. And now Acrylic gonna be moving over to that defender side. And, you know, Myst have the gunny, it looks like. They just came out flying. Prod 11-2. Just playing disgusting, quite frankly. Obviously, was one of the top players out of that SMD for this squad. And Kex just still hasn't gotten clicking. Not sure if it's the like little bit of the lingering of that torch and the fact that there was a forfeit due to it. But regardless, it is unfortunate. And that is a quick 3 down there as the Myst are going to hop on this B point with about 2 people, number 5 and number 8, aka Kex and React. And this should be going in their way. Acrylic need to be quick on this. Gobble a 5 spree. Cartoons does eventually take down Prod. But it has been a tough scene here for Acrylic on this control. Jazz 3-12, not all what you need. And Holler 3-9. Those two need to pick it up as they move over to this A site. And Holler finally is gonna get another kill. But man, it's just brutal right now. Only down by 3 though. Acrylic can't let this that round 1 get on their minds or the slow start on this round 2 either. And it looks like Jazz is just playing this setup in kitchen, waiting for someone to push in. Kex, though, is going to read it and actually goes around the back.
Oh, absolutely.
Eventually going to be able to find Jazz.
Is going to be at this door, breaking in immediately. Both Piers and Jast are going out to Kex and Top Gobbler, but Holler XO is there to end that streak, and Cartoons immediately taking out Kex and Myst. It looks like this is almost in their favor right now, as they are just getting kill after kill against Acrylic, that is for sure. Unfortunately, reaction time not exactly playing in his favor right now, but the stun grenade going out, and Myst, they are making extreme progress over here at A site in control, as Cartoons is going to get taken out almost immediately with a perfect spray coming in. Unfortunately, Top Goblin and Kex going to be taken out, but not before Prod and React can get those juicy revenge kills.
And Myst gonna take a 2-0 round count in this control. Acrylic really haven't had any answers on this control for Myst. They just haven't been able to slow him down, it looks like. Myst have basically been controlling this map and have just been flying around. Jast obviously not coming out to the hottest of starts here on this control. Still playing it a little bit too slowly in my opinion, and is just getting picked off because of it. Holler 5-11 as well. And you know, if you are those two, you need to put it together. No one on Acrylic besides Piers is even at an even KD. So I mean, if I'm on Acrylic, I'm like, look, I need to step it up personally, and we need to find a way to close this.
Yeah, not only that, can we take a moment to talk about how insane Prod has been playing in this game? Like, I don't want to be the one to say this. I have a feeling somebody needs to check what he has been spiking his G Fuel with, because it has just been absolute. Like, the KD, the finesse, the drip, it's all there. The snaking, absolutely wild. The movement, even. And it's been absolutely wild in terms of Myst and their playstyle right now, playing absolutely aggressively. Unfortunately, Prod going to go down there momentarily with a double kill coming in from Piers, and Cartoons being able to take out Kex almost immediately, but Top Gobbler coming in with that kill over on Jast, and Holler not exactly lasting long, as most of Acrylic will be going down and out. However, they do manage to take control over on A site, but B has yet to be planted. Excuse me, not planted. Here I am thinking we were playing S&D all over again. The PTSD stuck with me. Oh man.
Yeah, but no, Acrylic do need to start moving on over here to this B. The B side, obviously, just they are setting up for a team push here. Gobble, though, gonna find Jest. Holler, though, is gonna make sure to drop Gobble, trying to even this one out a little bit. Life counts, only 3 lives separating it. Holler getting some much needed kills, 9 and 13, picking it up from those last 2 rounds on a 4 streak currently. Looking good, but they honestly, if I'm Acrylic, I'm trying to stack this point, not just to have 1 or 2 people on it, just try and get everyone. And it looks like they were doing that, but Prod does come in with that cruise missile, dropping them all. Obviously, B being an outside point does make it vulnerable to those kill streaks, which is why it's so important to get them when you are on that defensive side. And man, just Acrylic haven't been able to answer. Down 6, they're respawning outside by Kitchen. They need to make a move over to this B side, and quick. Jast is going to find one, but he's getting read like a book right now. React, who landed some shots out there, and Jazz honestly hesitant to push. Go and hit him with the stun. And he bought enough time for his team to regroup and get on over there. But again, that life count, 7 lives separating it, and it is whittling down quickly. 7 lives remain for Acrylic, and that is going to be brutal to come back from. Almost impossible, if I would say so. It looks like Myst should be able to take this in a nice 3-0 fashion and extend this to a map for a hardpoint.
That is very true, as we only have 27 seconds left on this clock. No respawns remaining, and already Top Goblin unfortunately going down now very fast to Holler XL, but Cartoons does get hit with a very clean spray from Kex, who activates Dead Silence, making it tricky for almost everybody on Acrylic to be able to spot in time, and that is going to be yet another win going over to Myst.
Yeah, I mean, Myst could not have played that round, or that map any better, honestly. They were everywhere. They were making the reads on Acrylic, and they were just slaying out pretty much, not allowing Acrylic to really drop any of them until they had a massive life advantage. And just, first off, the defensive performance for Myst on both of those rounds was phenomenal. And then the attacking performance as well, although it was a little bit, actually, that one was arguably their most dominant as well. Just perfect control from that side, and just... If you are Acrylic, you gotta find a way to rebound. Did not look like the gunny was on their side on that one. And yeah, I mean, they just gotta put it together here ASAP, because this hardpoint, it's another respawn. Granted, you have an infinite number of lives, but with the way that they were holding those points down on that control, it makes it very difficult to expect Acrylic to be playing well on this hardpoint, given that they just got beat. They couldn't get a break on the control, pretty much. And, I mean, now going into Fortress, depending on the hill, it can be an easy take or an extremely difficult one. So, it's going to be a little bit of a mixer here. And yeah, just going to be tough.
Yeah, Acrylic, and on this last map, being control, it proved extremely difficult for Acrylic to be able to find their footing on what primarily, what I saw being A side or point, I should say, yeah. Right? Yeah, A point. And not only, it was because A point being so open compared to B, which was usually placed over in the dining room or even the kitchen, it just made it extremely hard for them to be able to defend, whether it be against grenades, sprays, or even snipers, or even that fat cruise missile that we saw coming in from Prod in such an open area. It really enabled him to get off a double kill and be able to put Myst at a very huge advantage in terms of players.
Yeah, and look, again, hardpoint, thankfully, if you are on the side of Acrylic, you don't have that life count. That was the big thing that, in my opinion, ruined that one for them, because they weren't getting the kills, they weren't able to get the breaks, and they just continuously ran out of lives. And I think having the ability to just try and throw bodies at that point, obviously, is not just hey, one's attacking, one's defense. Both teams on that hardpoint are going to be on the attack, going to be trying to take this, so it's going to be about which team can get the best hold, which at the moment does look like it's going to be a little bit of a Myst. But, you know, Acrylic, maybe they just needed to regroup. I always say coming back down to earth can be an actually really good thing. Obviously, 2-0 lead, one of those maps was by a forfeit, so getting it a little bit evened out does make them maybe have to think, hey, you know what, maybe this isn't going to be so easy and said and done. And here we go, loading into Al-Bagra Fortress. And yeah, that should be a fun hard point here. Going to be a little bit of a mixer, and I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely, Al-Bagra Fortress, has this been a real place? I mean, sure, I would have loved to have visited it, but then it's say that there are a couple bullets flying over my head. That would not have been an absolutely fun family trip whatsoever. But in terms
and the lobby has crashed.
And we're getting news that the lobby has unfortunately crashed.
Yep, that's caught for you.
Man,
all right, yeah, that
cool
checks
story
out.
Too, Sag.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we're gonna go back into it eventually here, but yeah, that's just such an unfortunate thing. COD lobbies, for some reason, just are terrible in terms of stability when it comes to privates. I have crashed way too many times when playing on a private match, and it's honestly really annoying. But you know, you gotta deal with it. That's the downside of this. Obviously, even the CDL deals with it occasionally. But yeah, so we're going to be waiting for this lobby to load on up. But in the meantime, you know, Myst looking good on that map 3 control. Just finding a way to stay in tune pretty much and not really lose themselves. Obviously, that SND didn't start off the way they wanted and didn't end the way they wanted. They lost it in a 6-4 fashion. And obviously, before that, the map 1, they didn't even get to play because they took a little bit too long and they had to forfeit that map 1. So with that, I think maybe by map 3 they were like, hey, you know what, we're back, we're ready, let's run it. I think that's a big thing. This is going to be a competitive map for them. I think this is going to be neck and neck. Could go down to the absolute wire when it comes to just points. And yeah, we are here now. Cartoon's going to be quick, setting up a nice little viewpoint. Pure is going to jump on this one. Will react as that like little balconies point set up, but now moves off of it. Landing some shots, but Piers is gonna get some tags in by Cartoons getting the kill. Jazz does find one with the grenade, and Holler getting gobble. This is exactly what Acrylic needed on that control, which is kills. Sadly, they were not getting those, but they have come out swinging. Getting nice 5 kills to start off here, and the time going in the way of Acrylic. And it is looking like they have complete map control here.
That is very true, and already ahead by 33 points and only a few seconds left on this hard point. Acrylic have completely and totally dominated it as Cartoons is going to get a face full of lead and ammunition, and Jazz getting top gobbler in a pick. Unfortunately for Pures is going to go down and out, so it is just trade after trade as we get to our next and newest hard point. Myst and Acrylic are going to be shuffling all the way over to Gallows to be able to see if they can get a couple picks on here. Unfortunately for Holler XO, that will be the end of him momentarily as Kex and Top Gobbler already getting kills against Acrylic, putting them down, but Piers and Jazz are going to be on this point. Unfortunately for Piers, it will only be Jazz left to defend this.
Yeah, and he gets dropped there quickly, but 55 points to start off the map is huge for Acrylic here. 55-5, and Piers, if he can find these kills, which he does, that will give him access to this point yet again, and that is going to just keep on increasing this lead. Now about a full rotation lead here, so Myst would need to get 1 point just completely by themselves here to even out this score pretty much. And it is just, this lead is just growing more and more in favor of Acrylic. But Myst already on the setup, have a few people over here on this P3 at Fountain. Gobble does find Piers, and now Acrylic taking their time on this push. Holler going to potentially find Goblin. No, Goblin will find him. Jast also dropping Goblin. Trades are coming in, but Kex and Prod getting the kills they needed to. Holding them off from this point a little bit longer while Acrylic waits for their team to spawn back in pretty much and make a move. Holler and Cartoons right next to one another. Cartoons does get dropped. Piers, though, does take down Goblin. React still on the point. Hasn't been taken off of it this entire time. React does find Piers, but he's going to get pinched there by Jast. And Holler now taking control of that. Jast getting some nice kills. Picking up, finally clicking back at it again like he was on that SND when it came to the Gunny. And then this is a nice break there for Acrylic. Going to be moving on to this P4 by Cannons. And yeah, I mean, just now you need to hopefully, if you're Myst, you need to get this full road. You need to get this as much time off of this as possible.
And it looks like Myst, they will be making some leeway over here on the new hard point here in munition storage, as they are going to be put up by some good couple of points here. But for Acrylic, they have just taken back control of this hard point, and as they reach almost 100 points there, fortunately for Myst, it is stopped dead in their tracks, with Myst getting a good couple of kills. Acrylic as well, as it looks like, oh man, Kex is going to be very careful here. Unfortunately, the sneak-in did not work as Piers read that like a book. The same for Top Gobbler and Rod, as React is going to be able to take out Jast instantly, and that wasn't just a pinch, that was a full-on crush.
Ooh, and Piers just got that 6 streak. So now he has that little cruise missile. Gonna be a huge thing on this next hill. Again, still about full rotational lead. Moving on to this P5, which is a pretty out in the open one. He is going to drop in this cruise missile, but could potentially find some, giving the cause to his team. Hey, look, this is where they are, and he is going to find a react. Oh no, he actually got back inside just in time to avoid that one, and they're going to be on this point to start out. Getting the opening, getting their first few seconds here pretty much, but Japir is going to be on the contest. Does get tagged up a little bit, but does drop react, and now that is 4 down. So if I'm Acrylic, I'm hopping on this hardpoint, getting at least one guy on it, trying to keep this lead as distant as possible from Myst. React landing some shots. Piers knows he's there. He does get dropped there anyways, though. Jazz does take down Kex, and Holler takes down Gobble, but React was on that point temporarily, and now you gotta be looking for that rotation. If you're a Myst, you're gonna be trying to get the scrap. Acrylic already getting set up here on this reset P1.
That is true, and Myst momentarily, they were at 69 points there for a minute. I wanted to call that out for so long, so badly, but unfortunately just didn't hit in time, as Acrylic are going to be able to take that point as they are bundled over here in Blacksmith, with this new hardpoint being particularly tricky, because not only do you have to worry about people hiding in this truck here, but a trophy, actually make that 2 trophy systems, as grenades and everything galore are going to be completely and totally useless, and as Myst pushes in on here, Top Gobbler is going to read Holler XO and be able to take him out almost instantly and get Piers at the same time, and Cartoons as well, netting him a clean double kill.
Yeah, and I mean, Acrylic, you know, a Myst getting the kills they need again on this point now, but Acrylic still finding ways to get those kills. Jazz playing a little bit of a tricky spot there behind that palm tree. Did get dropped there by Kex. Wasn't tricky enough, it appears. And yeah, it looks like Acrylic spawning out. Meanwhile, Myst gonna be on this rotation, getting these first few seconds. Cartoons trying to get these last 3 or 4 seconds of scrap, which he will obviously get uncontested. 50-point lead here for Acrylic, moving on to this P2 on our second set of rotations. And Piers is gonna find one, gonna find 2, 3 down there for Myst. Only 1 remains on the point, but of course it is React, who so far has been a very dangerous player for Myst. Cartoons, it does get a few nice kills on a 3 streak there, just piecing them together. And Piers just holding this angle, watching doorway and pretty much all of the open gates there, making sure that he doesn't get picked up. But Cartoons on a 5 streak, Piers holding this point again. And oh my god, everything's going in the way of Acrylic right now when it comes to the kills. The Cartoons does get dropped right before getting the cruise missile, sadly, but oh man, Piers also on that 4 streak. 70-point lead and growing here for Acrylic. And now 80. And man, this P3, which Myst does have on a contest pretty much, gonna be a little bit difficult. React does find Jess, but Cartoons does find Prada as well. Also did take down his own teammate there in Holler, so that is not good.
Yeah,
but Acrylic 48 points off.
Yeah, over there in Courtyard, the point deficit just went from a small ditch gap to an insanely huge canyon. As Myst, they are going to need a miracle to be able to build those points back up. And with 35 seconds left on this hard point, that might net them quite a few points and be able to get them out of the hole they have been dug in, unfortunately. But could it be enough, as Acrylic, they are known to contest very heavily on these hard points. However, Myst, including React and Kex, are absolutely going wild in terms of kills. The same for Top Gobbler. Holler XO taken out almost immediately, but unfortunately that streak is going to be ended with another Streak King himself being jazzed, as over here in the armory it's turned into an absolute madhouse. And with 4 seconds left, the new hardpoint is going to come up in here just momentarily, and Top Gobbler coming in through the door, guns blazing, getting that kill against Jazz and getting Myst a pretty good advantage in terms of not only kills but the placement and positioning here in this next hardpoint.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, Myst have just been getting the kills that they have needed. Acrylic on the previous point on P3 have not looked good at all so far. So that helped Myst get back into this one. And now it looks like momentum has swung in their favor. Getting some much needed kills. 4 down. And it looks like they could potentially actually just take the lead here, unless Acrylic does hop on this point, which they need to do. They do not want to give Myst that much that much hope, pretty much. Gotta try stomping out the fire, but oh boy, Myst keep it going. Jazz gonna try finding Gobble, won't find him. Holler also not gonna find him, but Kex eventually does accidentally take him down. not before hopping back on that point. So this is going to go even out roughly for Myst. 202 to 201, and Myst already on the next set of rotations. They're playing this perfectly. Don't know where this was to start, but Jast looking to find React, won't find him. Piers hopping on, trying to get the contestant. That's another, that's 3 down there for Acrylic. Acrylic getting wiped off the map so far. And man, a switch flipped in the heads of Myst, it looks like. And they're just getting this home.
As Acrylic right now, they are not exactly looking too hot. They've allowed themselves to give up these hard points to Myst almost instantly. But Jast and Holler do manage to come back with those kills. Cannot say the same for Cartoons, who was instantly spotted and picked off by Top Gobbler. Same going for Jast against Kex here. But Myst is just coming back in blood. But this hard point is being taken over by Acrylic, putting them ahead by a couple of points. But as it's being contested and a new hard point will be coming up in just a second here. Kills going out like absolute candy. Jast and Piers taking out the top killers of the day, being Kex and Prod. And Top Gobbler unfortunately does get taken out once again by Cartoons as the kill feed is lighting up like a Christmas tree. And with Acrylic in control of this hard point, they are going to be able to take a couple of points ahead in just a second if Myst doesn't get themselves to contest this.
Yeah, absolutely, and this hill could actually potentially lead to the end of the map. It likely, I wasn't going to say it likely will, but if Acrylic get this and then Myst do eventually contest or break it, it looks like it's very likely that could go on to the P2 again. But Acrylic getting the kills, 7 points away from the victory. 5, 4, is Myst going to hop on? It's up to Prod, he gets dropped, and that's going to do it. Acrylic going to hold on, barely. But they get the kills they needed at the last possible second and got the time. And Myst just gets stopped on the comeback. Just were right around the corner. At one point it looked like, I want to say that they were down by about 90. But the Cartoons eventually got the kills to shut it down at the very end. Acrylic winning it in a nice fashion. Obviously a little bit closer than you would want if you are a player. But that is about what we expected here in the booth, honestly. Just neck and neck the entire way. And just, what a match out of Acrylic and out of Myst. Who knows how that match goes, potentially, if that map 1 was allowed to be played. But, wow. Just what a series. Every map that we saw, besides that Control, which was a blowout by Myst. Besides that Control, neck and neck, down to the wire. Although Acrylic did win the hard point at the very end, you gotta look at Myst and say, they have some heart. And they were fighting back till the very end. They were trying, and look, it was a spectacular showing, especially in the hard point, where they just started piecing together kills, and that scoreboard for like 10 seconds looked like it was non-stop blue killing red, and man, just, woo.
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of craziness, they pretty much cranked it from a 10 to a pretty much plus 1,000 at that point because of how insane that was. I have a very, big feeling that had there not been an FF in that first map, I think Myst might have been able, they could have been able to take it. I really feel as if it could have been such a different story here, as we might be able to head to our next map just momentarily. But listen, I don't want to be biased, but I'm still rooting for Myst here, right? If anyone has a link to Myst merch, please send that my way. I absolutely want some of that to put on my wall when I go to college. I gotta rep my new boys here. I am a part, consider me a part of the gang now. I don't care, all right? I really think that Myst domination is just on the horizon, and they could be able to... Listen, I don't know. Acrylic, I understand that's your boys, that's your team, but I gotta root for the underdogs here still.
Yo, I get it. I absolutely understand it. But wow, what a series out of the two teams here. And man, both Acrylic and Myst, neck and neck the entire way. Was an absolute pleasure casting here today. I will be back later on in the season, as will Ashervok. I don't think we have anything scheduled at the moment, but you best believe I am going to be hopping in here, the booth again soon. Hopefully alongside Ashervok yet again.
Absolutely.
And yeah, this was a great time. And thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Amateur World League. Again, Major 1 qualifiers hosted by Gorilla. This was our first match, and it was a barn burner. Until next time, stay safe and have a good one.
And stay frosty.
And stay frosty.
Foot race is on. Towards kitchen we go as Katani here snaking like Cell.
Absolutely dominate Battalion, as not only are they above in points, but the KD ratio.
Element, they have come to play in the grand finals because Molaflight, you are already cut off by Mirage. You have one more shot at this hill, but you are cut down by Teskey. Look at the snipe on a prop. He's not just Mirage with the sniper. Maybe we'll get something nice. There it is. Able to clip one. It's going to be really goofy. There's Mirage.